Spiritual awakening is a deeply personal and transformative journey towards a deeper understanding of who we are and the purpose of our existence. It means looking inside ourselves, questioning our beliefs and values, and seeking a deeper connection with something greater than our everyday existence. An inner journey that takes us beyond the limitations of the mind and leads us to a state of expanded consciousness. Each person can describe their own spiritual journey in a unique way, but it often begins with a feeling of discontent. In our lives, we often experience discontent as if something is missing, as if there is a deep call for something more meaningful. It's as if our soul yearns for something more meaningful than the ordinary, as if there is a deep call for something that can't be found in material achievements or superficial success. This is the beginning of our spiritual awakening, the first stage of this incredible journey. This feeling of discontent can manifest itself in various ways and can vary from person to person, but it often includes the following aspects: feeling empty, questioning one's purpose, feeling disconnected, and others. For example, if you feel trapped in a career that doesn't bring you personal satisfaction, you experience deep professional discontent, and consequently, you begin to question your purpose in your career. Or in a personal situation, such as the loss of a loved one, a breakup, a serious illness, or a traumatic event. This can also lead someone to question the meaning of life and seek deeper answers. We begin to question the purpose of our existence and whether there is more to life than the worries of everyday life. We realize that financial success, social status, or other worldly achievements don't bring us the lasting happiness we imagined. So remember, discontent often serves as a trigger that makes us question the superficial layers of life and pushes us to search for something deeper and more meaningful. This search for answers, meaning, and connection with something greater than ourselves is what often leads a person to the beginning of a journey of spiritual awakening. It is the first spark that ignites the flame of inner exploration and spiritual growth. We recognize the need to explore our inner world in search of answers and understanding. The initial discontent served as a call to this inner journey, and enlightenment is the answer to this call. Enlightenment is the moment when consciousness expands and the worldview is transformed, revealing a deeper and more meaningful reality. During this stage, those who walk the spiritual journey experience a profound and transformative awakening. The perception expands in a remarkable way. Reality is seen in a new light, as if our lenses have been cleaned, allowing for a clearer vision. Every aspect of life becomes more vivid and meaningful. The senses are heightened, and the world is perceived with a depth previously unknown. Enlightenment leads to a fundamental change in one's perspective of life. Spiritual values become the center of life, and the search for inner growth, service to others, and contributing to a more loving world become priorities. The illusions fall away, and we begin to see the true nature of reality. This includes an understanding that life goes beyond superficial appearances. However, this journey can also involve moments of resistance, moments when we face our fears, doubts, and uncertainties. These are the moments when we question our ingrained beliefs and the thought structures that have shaped our lives so far. It is at this point that we can experience anxiety, confusion, and even disorientation. But resistance is an essential part of the journey of spiritual awakening. It's where our true strength begins to emerge, outlining the path to enlightenment and transformation, where we find solutions and growth in our vulnerability. It is the moment when the soul faces its own inner turbulence and the search for deeper understanding meets resistance. Amidst the storms of change, we struggle to find firm ground. The certainties we had before are swept away by the wind, and temporarily, everything seems in disorder. The feeling of solidity disappears, and the soul feels adrift. However, it is within this storm that true inner strength begins to flourish. We discover a resilience that we didn't know we had before, and the uncertainties and challenges become fertile soil for our personal growth. So remember, the storm serves as a test of determination, because in the end, we realize that as the internal storms calm down, we emerge with a strengthened purpose. For we recognize that our inner quest is a path worth taking. After facing resistance and internal struggles, we reach a decision point. This is where we often come up against the abyss. The abyss represents the jump into darkness, where the security of old certainties is left behind. Surrendering to the abyss can also be an act of courage and trust in the process, because it's when we give ourselves over deeply in the search for our inner truth, leaving behind the layers of ego and illusions that surrounded us. At this stage, we may experience moments of loneliness and isolation, because we are on a personal journey, a solitary journey of self-discovery, facing the inner shadows that emerge in the process. This solitude is a kind of catalyst for spiritual growth. It is the moment when we begin to face our own shadows, fears, and insecurities, which, from my personal perspective, is an opportunity for inner reconciliation, to accept all parts of ourselves, including those that have been ignored or rejected. I believe that this is an experience of spiritual rebirth, where the old identity is released and a new, more authentic one emerges, because it's a moment when we embrace transformation. And it's here that we understand that the abyss is a passage to a new level of awareness and understanding. I would even say a deeper understanding of the essence of life. After facing the abyss, we reach a state of deep connection. Here, we understand that separation is an illusion and that everything in existence is interconnected. This is the stage of oneness, which is marked by a profound sense of unity. Here, we no longer see ourselves as isolated beings, but as each being an integral part of the whole of existence. We realize that every human being, creature, and element of nature is an essential part of this great whole. Understanding unity brings with it unconditional love. At this stage, we love not only others, but also ourselves, with a love that transcends the ego. And this love extends to all life forms and to the earth itself. We begin to see ourselves beyond human divisions and conflicts, perceiving the harmony underlying diversity. This expanded vision further deepens our understanding of life. We begin to integrate an understanding of unity into our daily lives and start to live according to our principles of love, compassion, and respect for all forms of life. And now, as we become more aware of our connection to the deeper essence of life, we realize that life is full of meaning and purpose. And as there is this strong connection with the very essence of life, we begin to notice signs and synchronicities more clearly. We notice meaningful patterns in life, events that seem to happen at just the right time, and coincidences that can't be mere chance. At this stage, we begin to just flow with the rhythm of life. Here, we no longer feel like we are in a constant struggle against the currents, but give ourselves over to the trust that the universe is supporting us on our path. We feel in tune with the whole universe and realize that every challenge, opportunity, and encounter is part of a bigger plan. It's a stage where intuition becomes our trusted guide. We learn to trust our inner voice, following the impulses that lead us in the right direction. In the stage of greater perception of signs and synchronicities, we feel a deep inner peace. This is because we understand that we are exactly where we are supposed to be, and that life is unfolding according to a greater plan. With this new perspective, we realize that the true purpose of life is to be who we really are, not who others expect us to be. This is the stage of authenticity, where social masks and layers of conditioning are discarded. Here, we leave behind the personas we used to fit into external expectations and show ourselves to the world without reservation. Authentic expression becomes a priority. We no longer fear judgment or rejection because we understand that our authenticity is more important than someone else's approval. We no longer blindly follow external teachings, but trust in the wisdom of our own heart. And here, we express our truth with courage and compassion. It is an act of acceptance of the inner self. We become friends with our own essence, embracing the parts that might previously have been rejected. And we understand that imperfection is also part of the beauty of life. We feel that our purpose is simply to be who we really are, to be ourselves, to live according to our values, and to share our unique light with the world. After embracing our inner truth, we enter the elevation of consciousness stage. At this point, consciousness expands beyond the boundaries of the ordinary mind, and the spiritual quest reaches new heights. Here we perceive the universal unity even more deeply. We understand that everything is interconnected on a more subtle level than before, and that consciousness is intertwined with the entire universe. We understand that our journey has a greater meaning, and that we are here to contribute to the evolution of consciousness. At this stage, we transcend the ego more completely, and we don't just identify with the individual self, but recognize the higher self, which is beyond limited identities. We also develop a deeper understanding of reality. In a very simple way, we could say that it's like climbing a mountain. When we reach the top of the mountain, we have a clearer view of the whole, right? In the same way, it's the elevation of consciousness. It's like climbing a spiritual ladder, step by step, towards a broader and deeper view of existence, allowing us to see the nuances and beauties that previously went unnoticed. We begin to understand that life is a combination of our will and the will of the universe, or God, as you prefer. This is the moment when we recognize that creativity and co-creation are expressions of our divine connection, and that we are active partners in the manifestation of reality. This is the stage of collaborative co-creation, where we tune in to the creative source of the universe. Here, we understand that inspiration comes when we are aligned with universal wisdom. Creativity becomes an act of connection with something greater. It's a stage that involves the conscious manifestation of desires and intentions. This is where we learn to direct our energy deliberately, manifesting what is beneficial for ourselves and for the whole. We begin to see ourselves as agents of positive change in the world, understanding that our creativity can be directed towards the greater good, contributing to the evolution of consciousness and the well-being of humanity. We seek to increasingly improve our creative skills and expand our understanding of the process of co-creation, for we recognize that creativity is a gift that must be cultivated. But more importantly, we recognize that even in our connection with the divine source, there is still much to learn. Co-creation is like tuning in to the frequency of universal creation, where the human mind unites with divine intelligence. It is an advanced stage in the spiritual journey where we become aware that creativity is a direct expression of the connection with the source of all existence. This is where we learn to direct our energy and intention consciously. We understand that our thoughts, emotions, and actions have the power to manifest the reality we desire. So remember, co-creation is the act of bringing into existence that which is beneficial to oneself and to the whole. Our choices affect not only our own lives, but also all existence, since everything is interconnected. So, becoming aware of your actions becomes an integral part of your spiritual journey. Be deeply grateful for the ability to co-create and try to serve the world with your creativity, because expressing gratitude is also a way of honoring the divine source of all creation. And so, we dive into an ocean of unconditional love, and understand that love is the essence of everything and the force that sustains the universe. For unconditional love is not just a feeling, but a way of being. At this stage, love flows freely without barriers of separation or limitations. Unconditional love manifests itself as compassion. This is when we feel deep empathy for all forms of life and understand that suffering is part of the human condition, and a strong desire arises to alleviate the suffering of others and contribute to their well-being. Forgiveness and acceptance become pillars of existence. You forgive yourself and others, releasing any resentment. You accept life's imperfections and find beauty in vulnerability. At this stage, we transcend the dualities of the mind. We understand that unconditional love embraces all polarities and that truth is beyond divisions. After all, love is the bridge that connects all things. So remember, we are all one. Each being is an expression of the same divine love. Each of us is on our own spiritual journey, and these stages are like signs that remind us of our infinite potential. So embrace this journey with humility, gratitude, and love. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit from this message. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for joining me. Take care and see you soon.